We're here, City of Angels Boxing Gym now. We just heard Leo Santa Cruz talk about the different stages in his career and what he wants to do next. And I saw your response, or you saw the reaction in your face when he said Tank Davis. Talk to me about kind of, as a promoter, kind of how what that makes you feel, and then your thoughts when you heard that.
That's a mega fight. It's a mega fight. That's a sold out, packed, potentially Staples Arena. You know, fans across the world. You know, big pay-per-view fight. Huge, huge. If we can make it, there's a lot of obstacles in the way.
Sure.
Meaning, firsthand, he has to take care of business next Saturday. Tank has a huge fight in front of him on the 28th, and we see what happens after that. You know, I have none but the utmost respect for Leo and his family. I've always been a big fan of his, but if him and Tank are able to mix it up, obviously, you know who I'm riding with.
Yeah, I think that'd be
100%.
I think we all know that. Now, last question for me is, if there's a party on the other side of the street, are you going to postpone or delay your servings for the other party until that party's complete? Like, talking about the event that happened last week.
Man, again, you know, I didn't watch the fight.
Sure.
But obviously it was a lot of back and forth stuff on my timeline. You know, and I even tweeted out.
Well, I saw your response.
Yeah, that shit would never happen with us. It would never happen with us. You know, we're in control of everything that what happens, and Floyd would never disrespect his fans like that.
Okay.
You don't do that. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. But as much respect as I have for Dana and what they do, their shit ain't never gonna come before what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a mutual respect we have with one another. But you know, when you're Floyd Mayweather, it's like you go when you go. You are the main event and the main attraction.
Right.
You know, but you just don't do that to the fans. But again, that's their way of doing business. And if the fans want to continue to put up with that kind of stuff, hey, I don't knock nobody for what platform they want to watch or whatever. I'm just not watching that shit.
Okay, thank you.
Leonard, did you get a chance to see this past Saturday, speaking of Staples Center, KSI against Logan Paul?
No, I didn't.
Is that a good fight for boxing? You know, two guys, you know, great content.
I have no problem. I have zero problems with it. I've gotten a chance. I know KSI very well. His trainer, Vidal Riley, he's our fighter now. I'm very excited with where he's going. Get ready to get started with his career with Mayweather Promotions, and he's obviously working with KSI, and he done a phenomenal job with preparing him, you know, to get ready for their fight. You know, we're the ones that kind of started thinking outside the box. That's one of the good things that I will compliment. I will compliment him. Yeah, that was a good thing. I have zero problems with it, and any way that you can attempt to try to grow the sport, I don't have any problems with that.
So the trilogy can't happen with Matchroom, Mayweather Promotions. You know, is that an option if presented on the table? You know, to do the trilogy, KSI, Logan Paul, on Mayweather Promotions.
Say it one more time.
Will you guys be entertained, you know, to make the trilogy happen? You know, for some reason, Eddie Hearn can't make it happen with Matchroom. Would Mayweather Promotions be willing to possibly, you know, put the fight on Fox or Showtime or stream it, you know, on a pay-per-view platform?
We take things one day at a time as they come, and I can't answer that question because I haven't been presented with that at the moment.
Leonard, Tank is fighting Gamboa. Very athletic, a guy we haven't seen. I haven't seen Gamboa in a little while. Do you see how many fights? I guess do you see at 135 for Tank before going after a title?
Before going after a title,
I mean,
he is fighting.
Oh, it is for a title.
Yeah.
Uneducated, that's my fault.
Yeah. Again, Tank is the man. Anywhere he goes, he's the guy. He's the guy. And with him moving to 135, he instantly becomes the guy to beat in the division. Period.
What do you think about the franchise title that WBC is doing, with Loma being now the franchise champion, Haney being the
Honestly, I really don't have an opinion about it because really it hasn't had anything to do with me or any of my fighters. at the moment. And I think he would make an informed decision based upon that, when that would be presented to us. But I'm a firm believer that fighters win belts in the ring and, all of that. But, I've done quite a bit of homework, on it. And again, none of my fighters have been faced with that. So it's a difficult question to answer,
It somewhat affects Tank in the sense that now Tank is number one, and technically, I guess, the mandatory for Devin Haney. I know you tweeted out.
I answered that question, I think, at Deontay's workout. Okay, let me be clear with this, okay?
I didn't make it out of that much.
Yeah, I know. Tank is a world champion, and he's nobody's mandatory. Any way you look at it, and you say this, Tank ain't nobody's mandatory. We call it all the shots in anything we do. Any and everything we do. All these guys can get in line. Nobody's telling us what to do. We doing things the way we want to do them.
What's the order of the line? Who's in line?
Who's in line?
Who's in line?
Everybody's open season. Any and everybody can get it at 35 and 30.
You said 30. Leo's fighting for a championship at 30. You guys talked about Tank and Leo already, but it seems to be more like I talked about at 135. Would Tank be willing to come back down to 130 for Leo?
Sure. Tank can still make 30.
Really?
Yeah, Tank's moving to 135. Again, it's just another opportunity for him to do something different. To think outside the box. He wants to be a multiple champion in different weight classes, and it's another great opportunity. But Tank is at the tender age of 25. He ain't going nowhere. If they say this guy's the top guy, meaning the fans, and we're not just talking about the small little circle of boxing fans. We talking about the fans across the world. What Tank brings is excitement. He puts asses in the seats. And he's one of the few fighters out there in the entire world that puts asses in the seats consistently. He's up there in it's only a handful of guys. And I think we all know that, who they are. And when it comes to the lower weight classes, okay.
My last one, man. Andy Ruiz versus Joshua happened in just over a month, I believe, about 3 weeks. What's your take on that? What do you take on Ruiz kind of slimming down? He's looking a lot slimmer than he did the first time around.
Well, Andy knows what he's doing. He's been fighting for quite some time. Tons of experience, big amateur background. He's been in there with Joshua before, so he knows what he's bringing to the table. I fully expect Joshua to be much better than he was in the first fight, but also expect Andy to be better too. And I think Andy has his number. I don't have no problem with him slimming down. Him and Manny know exactly. They have a great game plan, coming into the fight. And I think I'm pretty convinced we're gonna see the same result. I think Andy's gonna clip him.
So there's not much that Joshua can do to change that in your mind?
Well, there's always